Hey guys, welcome to today's little coaching call. So, I have our topic, which is macros. And then they also said slash micros, but so I'm gonna handle that one first because that one's super easy. Micros is nothing that you really have to worry about. That's like your vitamins and minerals, like micronutrients is what it stands for. So, micro, yeah. Not that you don't have to worry about it, but essentially if you're eating lots of like colorful vegetables and just a balance of like a wide variety of foods, then you're gonna hit all of those nutrients that you need, vitamins and minerals and stuff like that. But if not, you can always take like a daily multivitamin. It's always recommended. Women should take multivitamins, men too. Men especially like should be taking like joint support because men's joints are, I don't know, worse than women's. Anyways, okay. So I said I was going to cover that quickly. So that's that. Done with that. Nothing you really have to worry about if you are thinking that you're vitamin deficient. There are tests that you can do if you're feeling like you're eating good and you're just have low energy and stuff like that. You might be missing some nutrients. So vitamins and minerals, I mean. So you might just recommend just taking a multivitamin for that. But anyways, so macronutrients, what are those? They're so, like everyone's always talking about them and they're important and blah, blah, blah. And essentially your macronutrients are just the big stuff, the big nutrient, like your carbs, protein, and fat, basically what we eat. That's what your macronutrients are, basically what the majority of what our food is that we're eating. So it doesn't calculate like saturated fats and all that. It's just fats are in fats. It doesn't calculate like processed carbs versus, none of that. It's just there's a carb category, there's a protein category, and there's a fat category. It doesn't matter essentially. I mean, it matters to your health, obviously. And if you're trying to lose weight, build muscle, things like that, then that matters. But I mean, like when you're essentially tracking it, like if you put it into MyFitnessPal, you put in like a Snicker bar, it's not going to tell you like 13 grams of this was healthy carbs and 13 grams of it, you know what I mean? It's not, it's just a generalization of it, okay? So it can get very confusing, but it really doesn't have to be. I like to teach all of my clients how to eat. That's it. Like I do have like recipe sample meal plans and stuff that I provide for all of my clients on the app, and hopefully you'll see this once we transition the small group training to the app. You'll have access to all of this. But it's nothing that says like you have to eat this much of this every day and this is like you're not gonna live off a meal plan for the rest of your life. Okay, so we need to learn how to eat, period. Like there's no trick, there's no quick fix, there's no whatever. It's you have to learn how to eat, period. And I say that with a loving heart, because I know it's hard and I know it can be stressful, and it's easier for us to be like, oh, well, I need to stick to the Mediterranean style and the keto style works for me, because that is just easier for us to kind of grasp, like, okay, that just means I don't eat carbs, easy. Oh, that just means I don't eat fats, easy. You know what I mean? But that's not how it should be, and that's not going to be sustainable for you for life. There's no way you're never going to eat fats again, and there's no way you're never going to eat carbs again, okay? And protein isn't the holy grail of everything, okay? You don't just need to be consuming protein. A lot of us are actually probably consuming more protein than we need to. So anyways, so yeah, just try not to make it so technical, but basically fat is the highest calorie dense macronutrient. So for every gram of like fat, you have nine or seven. I'm pretty sure it's 9 or 7. I'm pretty sure it's 9 calories per gram of fat. So I'm gonna make this very easy math for me, okay? Because don't come for me, I'm so bad at math. If something has 2 grams of fat, that means that 18, right? That means that 18 calories of that is from fat, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Because whenever you read a nutrition label, everything's broken down into grams, So you're like, well, and then it has a whole thing, like 300 calories, but it has 8 grams of fat, 10 grams of protein, 20 grams of carbs. So you're like, well, what is that? What does all that mean? But if you can try to think of it in your head now, that for every gram of fat, that means there are 9 calories. And then for every gram of protein, and carbs is the same. That's why protein and carbs are really like the best. We really need to make sure we're hitting our protein for sure. Carbs are second important. No, people are scared of carbs, because carbs are important. And fat is the most high calorie dense food. So when people come to me and they're like, I shouldn't eat carbs, carbs make me fat. No, carbs are not making you fat. Fat is making you fat. So ideally your fat should be like 20% of your calories a day, because 9 calories times whatever grams of fat you're having, it's a lot, so anyways, yeah, so there's 4 grams in protein and 4 grams in carbs. So if something has 10 grams of carbs, then you know that 40 calories of that are coming from the carbs. Okay, so that's I don't know why I talk with my hands, so I'm gonna put them down. So just try to basically have balanced meals and a balanced day. You don't want to be consuming 250 grams of protein times 4. What's that? That's like, a lot of calories from your protein, and then you've had like 50 grams of carbs and 10 grams of fat or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so I know it sounds too good to be true, but I swear that's all it is. It is literally just eating balanced meals. Look at your plate. Okay, do I have all my macronutrients? Just think, do I have all my macros? Do I have a fat, a carb, a protein? Okay, yes, vegetables obviously are in there. But, so yeah, it just comes down to that. So just eating balanced meals. And then I think that's all I really wanted to say about it, because that's the most important part. Everyone has different numbers, and the numbers are going to vary depending on your weight, your height, activity level, things like that. So it just depends. If you're more active, you're going to need more carbs. Carbs are energy, so don't think of carbs as bad things. Carbs are literally energy. That's what gives you the energy to do all the activities that you want to do. Protein helps muscle recovery. So we need protein so our muscles can then recover and become stronger. But protein is not the driver of your exercise routine. Carbs are the driver. Protein is chilling in the back seat, like I do, with my feet kicked up, ready to navigate when I need to, okay? So yeah, that's the difference. And then, yeah, everyone needs different amounts. There's so many calculators out there. You can literally plug and play. Oh, and then another thing I really wanted to touch on is that we do not need to obsess to where we're like, oh my gosh, I'm missing 20 calories of fat. Like, where do I get it from? And then you start chugging syrup or something. I don't know. I just made that up. But like, when we're trying to live healthy lifestyles, like, we're just regular ass people living a healthy lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like, living in a healthy range of body fat percentage. We're not out here trying to be 6% body fat, which I don't recommend for any woman anyways. But yeah, like, whenever you see like people on social media, which is where we get this from, having such strict meals, or counting everything or measuring everything or whatever down to the gram, those people are literally doing this for a living. Like, it's their job to look a certain way, to sell you things, to like compete in shows and things like that. Like, that's something totally different. That is not health. That is the extreme sport of fitness. Okay, so don't look at that, or think also like your meals have to be so like bland and boring, like you need to eat chicken, that's the only kind of protein source there is. No, there's so many different protein sources, and you can cook them in so many different ways. So get that out of your head. Now, I do recommend tracking for all of my first, like in the beginning, all of my clients, because I want you to see what food looks like. I want you to have your food for the day and see, wow, I'm really under eating, which is the case for a lot of people. Or just, wow, I can really have a lot more carbs than I thought I could. I could really, you know what I mean? And just so you can see what, okay, this is on my plate. Oh, that's 500 calories. That's what 500 calories looks like. Oh, that's what 4 grams of protein look like. So that way, eventually, you're not counting and tracking all that stuff. We don't have time for that. We are busy modern women, okay? With children and jobs and spouses and whatever, businesses, okay? Like, we don't have the time, okay? I'm about to go off. Okay, so yeah, but that, and so in the beginning, I I do encourage that, but it shouldn't get to the point where it's so consuming. You want to just start looking at your plate, being like, okay, I weighed that. That's 4 ounces. Let me look at that. That's what 4 ounces look like. Okay, cool. So then eventually you're just like, let me get a plate. All right, that's 2 cups of veg right there. That's 4 or 5 ounces of protein right there. And you can just look at this stuff, because 20% like of a variance in your calories, like if you're 200 calories up, 200 calories down, 40 grams here, 20 grams short here, that's not going to like throw you off, you know? Like, it's just not for what we're doing here, not for a lifestyle living, healthy living kind of thing. Okay, now if you are trying to get down to like dangerously low body fat percentages, then I am not the person for you. That is not what I do at all. I don't do it for myself because 1, it's not good for you, and 2, I don't want to. I don't have a desire to do it, and I'm not going to put myself through that because it's a lot of hard work. Like, the people that do that, whoa, serious commitment, serious dedication. But anyways, that's not what I'm here for, and that's not what I do. So if that's what you are looking for, then I love you, but that's not what I do. So yeah, goal is to just teach you how to eat. So anyways, I think I went and left a little bit, but hopefully I covered the macros, what they are, the importance of them. And then again, how many you need per person is just kind of a range, and it just depends on your height, weight, level of activity, things like that. So it's just going to depend, and whether you're in a calorie deficit, whether you're in a calorie surplus, whether you're chilling at maintenance levels, which is what I try to do. So yeah, it's just going to vary, but that is something that I can help you guys with once we move on to the, I just smacked myself. Once we move on to the app, I can enter all that in for you. It's going to be super easy for you to see it. But yeah, so I hope that was helpful. And if you have anything that I like missed on my little, I just go off. So if there's anything that I missed there, drop it in the comments and I will touch on that. If there's something that you were like, hey, this is what I wanted to know, and you completely breeze past that. Okay, so yeah, and that's it. And I hope you guys get your workouts done, and you might hear some Cocomelon in the background. K3. So, okay. Love you. Thanks for being here. Bye.